Hey there everybody, welcome back to JOECMDRAWZ. This time I got a new video for you. Back to some Mario content. I've designed some crystal piranha plants. Okay, so you saw a kind of like preview of the final designs in the thumbnail and in that beginning intro. Um, so I just wanted to walk you through my initial sketches, my developed designs, and then kind of like go back to the final illustration and talk you through like how these kind of like creatures would come about and kind of what their abilities would be in the Mario games and what they would do. So these are just some of my initial sketches. Um, I was just trying to figure out what kind of like idea I wanted to go with. And I actually really like a lot of these like initial sketches. At first, I wanted them to kind of like have sort of the leaves and have the same sort of head and just have some sort of like crystals sprouting out from the top. But those are just some like initial ones. I also made these ones that have like human teeth. Um, these are kind of creepy, but I kind of like them. This one here, it looks a little bit like a Last of Us kind of like enemy. You know those zombies that have like the mushroom kind of a growth coming out of their heads. It kind of looks like that, except these would be crystals, and I kind of like that look. So that's like one of my favorite ones. These ones here, I just swapped out the teeth, the human teeth, and then kind of the regular piranha plant teeth. This one has a little bit more jagged edges here, but I don't know. I didn't really like it as much. I felt like the human teeth were a little bit more unique, and I do like the way that these crystals look on the top here. I do like how they kind of like they don't look over designed. They're not too complicated. There isn't like too many of them to distract from the whole piranha plant kind of like look of it. So I really like these initial sketches. I'll show you some. These are some like developed designs after a little while I left and then came back to look at it. And I developed these ones. I really like these ones. I even experimented like it drooling a little bit. Like maybe there could be like some really hostile and they could be drooling and kind of like snarling maybe. That'd be kind of really cool. And then I kind of tried a different way of rendering the crystals where there'd be like these big shards on top of its head to kind of like still have the piranha plant kind of like body, except this bit be kind of sharp, angled. Um, and it'll have these crystals that are growing out from the bottom, and then you would have like these human teeth, and then you would have these spikes that are on the top that are made out of shards of crystals. Even like the regular kind of like circles that are actually on a piranha plant design, I've changed like these triangles, which I do think look really cool for this kind of like particular design. And then I also made this one where I switched back the teeth instead of from this kind of creepy humanized version. I went to back more of a spiked kind of a teethy look, and these would be obviously made out of cut gemstones, which I think would be a really cool idea. And I thought, oh, what if the whole head was actually made out of crystals? What if the whole plant was made out of crystals instead? Um, and now if they've got like these spikes on the top taken from this one and added it onto this one, and then kind of like having spikes on here as well, coming at you as well, and then obviously like the crystals sprouting from the bottom there. I mean, this one's okay. I think like it's a little over designed. There's too many lines everywhere. Probably benefit for some color as well. But I didn't ultimately go with this one or any of these because I felt like this one especially was too close to those black piranha plants that that have like the spikes on them, and I didn't want to make anything that was too close to what like other piranha plant forms looked like. So I didn't go with that one. Um, but we'll get into the finalized ones now. So these are my finalized designs for like crystal piranha plants or like gemstone piranha plants. So this, you can see I kind of kept with the creepy human teeth look, which I kind of like. It's creepy, it's weird, it's something a little bit unique. I've never seen this before, so I think it's kind of cool. And I've got three different versions of the piranha plant here. We've got like a clear crystal version here, which actually looks really nice. Like, could you imagine this in 3D with all the light kind of like hitting down and kind of like doing that subsurface scattering where it kind of passes, the light passes through it, and you could see Mario's reflection around them. I think that'd be really, really cool. And you got, like I said, just like got some crystals growing at the bottom there, and you got this really rigid kind of like stem here with all these kind of like thorns and spikes coming out of it. And you got these clusters and clumps of crystals at the top, because I noticed while looking into crystals and how they grow is that they grow in clumps. It's not just one big thing, or it's not just one singular crystal. They grow in clumps, and I think that's a really effective way of actually showing crystals that look like crystals, you know. Um, I just really like this crystal one, the clear one, how this one actually came out. I'm not particularly too good at rendering crystals. I find it really difficult to figure out how the light actually works, but I feel like in this concept it actually works pretty well, and you can pretty much clearly get the idea of, well, what this is supposed to be. Then I designed a emerald version of it. Pretty much nothing much is different, just the fact that it's made out of emerald. Obviously, it would have a sort of like emeraldy texture to it. Um, but I think this would be really cool. I thought it'd be really cool to kind of like have variation and variety when designing these. And then obviously you would have this one on the end here, which is a ruby made out of rubies. Obviously you could have ones that are like out of bismuth, or you could have ones made out of sapphires and opals and stuff like that, which would be really nice to have a lot of variety in the game, and it would make them look really, really cool. Um, and I really like these. Maybe the law for these could be something like Bowser wanted some new piranha plants as the old ones weren't functioning correctly, or he was tired of them, so he wanted Kamek to create some new ones, and so Kamek fused crystals and piranha plants to make them more dangerous, and he created these crystal piranha plants that would sprout from the ground instead of being in pots like the regular ones do, and these ones will be made out of all different gemstones. Maybe some of them will be fused together, have two heads or something. I don't know. You know how crystals form; they kind of come up and then they sprout out. So maybe they could have multiple heads. Which would be really, really fun. Um, and obviously these would be in dark cave areas, kind of like similar to like the light Goombas that I talked about last Mario episode. And so these would be like a new revitalized version of piranha plants that could actually like either come and like grab you and bite you and chew you up and then spit you out, and they would make Mario crystallized. He would be completely crystallized, and then when they spit you out, you would shatter into pieces, and that's an insta death. Or they could shoot like these shards, or like spring like a Gatling gun of crystal shards, goes do 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 do, and they would either like block your path if you try to jump on them. They would hurt you. Um, so they could do that. And if Mario gets hit by one of these shards, either I don't know whether it would be like it would just get hit and go ow, like that, or whether he would start becoming crystallized and he would have to kind of like shake like the Switch controllers or something. Because imagine this would be like on the Nintendo Switch, and you'd be able to like shake or spin or do something to actually break out the crystal. And like a bunch of these crystals, like rubies and emerald and bismuth crystals and whatever, would be scattered all throughout the level. So that would make it look really, really nice visually, if you can imagine that. Um, consider how all Mario games are pretty much 3D right now. Um, and imagine this to have like sort of like Odyssey graphics. I think that'd look really, really good. Or Bowser's Fury graphics, because I think that like sort of like one big level looks really, really cool. Um, so I really like that. I mean, this is just a really cool idea. Um, yeah, I the human teeth are a little weird. I will say that. I mean, I did kind of think of an idea where they wouldn't have the teeth and they would just kind of like shoot and spit out the crystals. But I don't know. I just kind of like love the juxtaposition of the kind of like these really weird, uncanny human teeth on these plant creatures, and then the kind of like sharp, spiky contrast of the crystals. Because what I was thinking is that how piranha plants already have the kind of like sharp teeth. It would just be too much sharp elements. You got the crystals at the bottom, you got the thorns, the crystal thorns on the stalk, you got the crystal on top of the head, and you're gonna have like sharp teeth in there as well. You need a little bit of variety. You need some contrast, and I think the human teeth actually add a kind of like weird, creepy element to it. There would definitely be some kind of like creepy um thing to them, but I actually kind of like them. It's actually growing on me. Um, but that's my idea for a crystal piranha plant. Let me know what you think. Um, would you want to fight these in a Mario game? I would. I think these look really cool, not only from like a design perspective, but also from a kind of like visual perspective. Like I said, if you can visualize these guys with them being rendered in 3D and kind of having the light hit them and sparkling off them, and like maybe when Mario, I don't know, freezes them, or whether he melts them with a fire flower or something, or I don't know, uses a ground pound block or something, and he just shatters them into pieces. That'd be really, really fun. Um, Maybe like these guys could kind of like grab and eat other enemies, so like Goombas or whatever that are walking around, and turn them into crystal enemies as well. So you'd have crystals sprouting off them as well, and then obviously you can't just jump on top of them anymore. um, they become far more dangerous. Or like if they get hit by a crystal shard, they start crystallizing as well, blocking your path or something. If there's like a bunch of Goombas stacked up and they get hit by a crystal shard that this one of these guys shoots, and then it kind of crystallizes all of them, that'd be really fun. And they become this really solid kind of like crystal wall that you need to shatter and break. Which is really fun, which would kind of like slow down the player and forces them to do something differently. Um, I think it'd be really fun. So if you're not paying attention in this kind of like cave area, you would get shot at and stuff like that, and you would lose your lives and whatever. It wouldn't be impossible, but it would add a little, layer of complexity to the level design and kind of revitalize these kind of like, standard Mario enemies. Piranha plants have been one of the oldest Mario enemies, right up there with the Goombas, and although they have had some kind of like, um, love in the past couple of years, with Piranha Plant being added into Smash, and then you got bosses like PD Piranha and like the Piranha Plant baby in Mario Galaxy, stuff like that. So they have had a lot of love from Nintendo, but I think this is a really cool idea considering that crystals grow in dark caves. These guys are always usually in caves anyway, except for the ones that live on top of the world. Um, so I just think they're a really classic Mario enemy that could use something a little bit more unique, you know. So let me know. I also want to touch on the new intro that I made. What did you think of that? I just thought that people don't want to sit through a 20-second intro to a video that nothing really happens except for music. So I kind of like redesigned it so it's a little bit shorter, so people won't get hung up on this really long 20-second intro. But that's all I've really got for you today. Let me know, what do you think of a crystal piranha plant? Can you imagine this in 3D? What do you think, it would be like to fight against these guys? The fact that they can not only grab you and chew you out, but also spit at you from a distance at range, and also hit other enemies to turn them into crystal enemies as well. Or if they hit the ground, they would crystallize the ground as well, making it like ice. So that would make it even more difficult. I think it's a really cool idea. And then maybe these could be kind of like merged into one super boss or something at the end of a level, where all the different heads have all like the different crystals or whatever. And I just think that'd be really, really cool. So that's all I've really got for you to now. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my work around. I'll see you next time.